On a hot and humid night here on this September edition of high school football, week number 2, I should say, or week number 3, but week 1 of the NJSI AA football season, as we're coming to you from Winslow Township High School for high school football action. And with that, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from the Winslow Township stands here in Atco, New Jersey. I'm Jake Schwartz again for It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network. And tonight, Winslow Township will open up the 2016 season against the mighty and physical Pennsauken High School. Should be a very good matchup again, as mentioned, to watch, as both these teams again will open the 2016 football season. Now, the names to keep an eye out for have to be talented senior quarterback Tyree Taylor. Saw him during Lawrence, actually spoke to him before the start of the game, and he looks like he's as ready to go. He's actually, many of the players, like we saw in the Paulsboro game earlier today, as well as Woodbury, feature a lot of basketball-type players. We'll see a lot of that in this game, and a nice reaction from the crowd. Here comes the Pennsauken out of Group 3. Again, Winslow Township taking on Pennsauken in high school football action for It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network. Football, basketball, track and field, and more among those that we will see again here this season. And a special edition of It's All About Sports coming to you from the stands here at Winslow Township. Feel like we're on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball every Sunday night. Sometimes the commentators will sit by the center field wall at nice stadiums that usually are on a beautiful night. And a beautiful skyline again on a day that it was, when temperatures reached over 100 degrees here today. Paulsboro with a tough blow to Woodbury. 14-13 again was the final score. Now we're going to sit back and enjoy the action again. Winslow Township, now you want to keep an eye out again for Martin Booker. He is probably the fastest player in the state of New Jersey. He's won 8 medals, or should say 8 state championships, 6 to 8 state championships in Group 3 between the 100 and 200 meter. That's everybody in New Jersey, apparently, according to head coach Clinton Tabb, is expected to know that. Captains are about set to go, at least on Pennsauken. We're just waiting the arrival again of the Winslow Township crowd. This place, it sounds like it's going to erupt. Again, a nice breeze here tonight. Still in the 90s, or at least it could be pushing towards 88. We'll have to check on our iPhone 4 what the actual temperature is on the iPhone app. Oh, really? They're up here? You wanted a good matchup? We've got you one. This game deserves to be covered, and it is. We got you covered here on It's All About Sports. Winslow Township again led by Tyree Taylor. Many of these players, again, Winslow Township again returns almost 10 starters from last season's state playoff football team, Pennsauken returns about 7 or 8. So these two teams, again, coming in well prepared. We're going to stay on the air again with the national anthem that's set to be coming up, and then the opening kickoff is coming up here at Winslow Township High School. Recently, Winslow Township just had a young man wrestle in the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro, I'm told. There's been a lot of great football players that have come out of this stadium. A lot of good tradition, again, as mentioned here in Winslow. Basketball team last year winning the Group 3 finals. Tyree Taylor was among those who was on hand. Coaches, you'll notice tonight, due to the heat, the excessive heat, all coaches are wearing their sleeveless Winslow shirts. I didn't even know they could actually do that. This looks like a scrimmage, for God's sakes. At least the way the Winslow coaches are wearing with the sleeveless. I'd go professional, but you know what? It is a warm night, so we're going to let this one slide. But you know what? Hats off to their head coach, second-year man, Kemp Carr. We'll talk about him when we begin tonight's action. As the captains are about set to go for the coin toss. Mike Worker is the referee in charge of the action. As Tyree Taylor, as well as King David Bay. Jaden Square, I believe. And Joshua Allen, who's a two-way starter, along with number 65, goes by the name of Terrence Ames. As the captains again are meeting in midfield, and while they do that, here's a nice reaction again from the crowd as the state playoff recipients of last year's Group 3 at NJSIA action take the field. The Winslow Township Eagles, not to be confused with a team that 35 minutes from here will open up play at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philadelphia. Again, we're turning our attention again to midfield. Clinton Tabb again in his 8th season as head coach. Kemp Carr, he's had certainly a nice run himself, so we thought we'd wait until closer to game time, and it is closer to game time. Kemp Carr is the second-year man, former Pennsgrove coach. He won the state championship in 2012. He's been to the state finals 3 times in the last 4 years while coaching at Pennsgrove. This guy had a great history here in the state of New Jersey. He owns the scoring record with over 621 points. He's got a scoring average of 51.7 points a game. And in 2012, the year that his team, that Pennsgrove, won the state title, he was also named Coach of the Year. I asked Clinton Tabb before the game, as I had to move my car due to because the students usually hang around behind us. We had to move the car. We didn't really have much of a choice, but the reason we did that was because, nevertheless, though, we were able to catch Pennsauken. Clinton Tabb didn't really give us a whole lot, but he is certainly ready to, he knows that he's ready to go for what should be a very good matchup. Again, coming up next, it will be Winslow Township at Pennsauken. As the captains are now meeting, and it looks like, let's see who's won the toss. Looks like Pennsauken has won the toss. And it looks won the toss and deferred. Winslow Township will receive the ball first. Wow, Pennsauken again wins the toss, defers, and Winslow Township is going to receive. So Winslow will start the game on offense. We're back with the opening kickoff right after this on It's All About Sports. On itsallaboutsports.com. Well, looks like, folks, we're going to stay on for the national anthem. Again, it is Winslow Township at Pennsauken and Winslow Township High School here in Atco, New Jersey. Jake Schwartz again for It's All About Sports. For more information, visit us on the web at itsallaboutsports.com. All right, we're set to go, folks, with the national anthem. Will be performed by the Winslow Township Choir. wonderful rendition of the national anthem. And we're set to go with the opening kickoff between Winslow Township and Pennsauken. Both teams again opening the 2016 high school football season. It may be week 3 in the state of Pennsylvania, but it's week number 1 right here in NJSIAA action. It's certainly, again, the temperature has certainly gone down a little bit. In fact, we're going to look at our mobile app. It's officially 7 o'clock, which means it is game time here in Winslow Township. Right now it's 82 degrees, yet it still feels like it's 90. That humidity, again, has been a concern for the last couple of days, and that's not really much of a surprise. So again, Winslow will start the 2016 season on offense. Along with Mike Worker, the umpire is Jay Wolf, the line judge is Rob Greco, the linesman is Scott Cooper, and the back judge is Dwight Davis. A nice roar and a nice crowd again on hand here tonight in Winslow Township here in Atco, New Jersey, just about an hour outside of Philadelphia. So Pennsauken again will start the season on defense. And their kicker looks like is, I have to find out who their kicker is. That might be David Garcia, I think, is their kicker. Actually, he's wearing a number 8. Maybe it's Tyrell Russell. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Garcia. Whoever that may be, he gets the kickoff and tries to double squib it. Wondering if we're going to have to re-kick here. I think Garcia was... I guess that's how you start the 2016 season. Not the best of kicks. That is a weird way to start this season here in Winslow Township. Oh, man. Let's see, little kids kick balls farther than that. Anyway, first down and 10. The first down and 10. First and 10 at the, looks like the 46-yard line. That'll be at the Winslow Township, the Pennsauken 46-yard line. We welcome in again quarterback Tyree Taylor, who's at the gun. Taylor in shotgun. 2 receivers left and right. Taylor's going to keep it himself. And he'll get maybe a couple of yards. I guess they haven't officially, at least on the down and distance. But you know what? I think it's a second down and 7 after a 3-yard run by Taylor. Happy to be with you again up here in the stands here at Winslow Township. Normally we're in the booth, but unfortunately tonight we had some concerns because we didn't have a whole lot of room in this small press box here at Winslow Township. Taylor, we know, can run it from his basketball days. Here's Taylor. Well, now at least they have the distance, so the ball is spotted at the 43-yard line. We're underway again. Here comes Taylor again. He's going to air this one out. Fires deep, and a great catch. They're going to say this one is caught. What a throw by Taylor, and what an even better catch. I think that was number 6, Joshua Allen. He and Robert Magnum are among the two-way starters. Janelle Adams, Charles McCall, Rashad Gale. From the 43-yard line, at least from about the 43, a 32-yard completion. So a 32-yard completion. And for Taylor, it's a good way to kick off the 2016 season. Here's Taylor again at the gun. Hands the ball off, up the middle, and into the end zone. And that's how you kick off the season. An easy touchdown again. This by Ismail Berry, a 5'5" junior running back. And from 11 yards out, this play took about 4 plays. And just like that, the Eagles start the season with a 6-0 lead.
For 11-yard scamper, this male band.
This is exactly what coaches like Kev Carr perfect on his team. Again, this guy had great success, as we mentioned before we started the show tonight, at Pennsauken. 3 out of 4 state final appearances, including a state championship in 2012, and was coach of the year then. This guy owns the scoring record. Again, 621 points and a scoring average of 51 points a game. Now I can understand exactly why he is showing what perfection's about. Time out of the field with 10:33 left to play here in the first quarter. It's 7-0 in favor of Winslow. Back here again at Winslow Township High School here at Atco, New Jersey. Jake Schwartz again for It's All About Sports. And as the great Ernie Beck says, the legendary and late Chicago Cub Ernie Beck said, let's play 2, our second game here at It's All About Sports. We're at Paulsville earlier today. Paulsville with a tough loss to Woodbury. And now Winslow, the home team, as the home team starting on the right foot. The kick high and end over end. This one's going to be taken back. There's not much there for number 15, Nazir Russell. He's a 5'9" sophomore running back and quarterback. Wasn't a whole lot there. Looks like it's about a gain of about, a return of about, I'd say about close to 11. Nevertheless, it is first down and 10. All is spotted at the 21-yard line. A beautiful skyline again. A nice breeze, believe it or not, here in Atco. Right off of the Mantua, I think it's the Mantua Highway. I'll have to find out exactly the highway, but I'll tell you this. All the games that I've announced, and I haven't announced much, but I can't even hear myself, and I might be getting used to it. The quarterback is on a nice run. We'll find out who that runner is. I think it's number 21. He's among the starters. The talented Martin Booker Jr. Booker owns 3 state championships, owns 8 state championships in Group 3 in the combined total of the 200 and 100 meter individual. They say this guy is fast. I can understand why. He gets himself 12 yards and a first down for the Indians. Zaire Davis, I believe, is your quarterback for tonight. Jalen Robinson, Dewan Fuchs-Phillips, Nathaniel Parrish, Tariq Carney, James Thompson, Lateef Coleman, Tyrone Russell, Raheem Whitfield, Cedric Jones, Corey White, Stuart Turner, Martin Booker, Glenn Jackson, Josh Echeverria, Remy Martinez, Xavier Molina, Jermaine Young, Jalen Brady, and Amir Sandoval.
Give it up to the Winslow Township cheerleaders. Led by Miss Lauren Lee.
Tab again is the head coach in his 8th season. Following a false start penalty, it'll be first down and 15 for the Indians at Pennsauken High School. They hand it off again to their man Booker. And look at the little fella fly. He gets one block. This one could be coming back for a block in the back, but it's not going to matter. He's at the 20, he's at the 10, and he is out of bounds at about the 5. And this is what track and field certainly teaches you. Booker again. This guy can fly. He explodes out of the backfield. Let's see where they spot this one, but this looks like this is at about the 5-yard line. How about a 67-yard run for Marty Booker Jr.? First and goal at the 5. Booker gets the call. He's up the middle, and he is in. Actually, that wasn't Martin Booker. Excuse me. That was, they decided to go to Dewan Fuchs Phillips. He's 1 for 1. He's got a touchdown, and Pennsauken responds after a short drive by the Eagles of Winslow Township, and now the Eagles are within one with the point after touchdown coming up. Kicker. There's a lot of kickers again, as mentioned. I feel like this might be Garcia. High snap, and it is straight through. Good. I mean, just got that one through. Time into the field. We're locked at 7 here in South Jersey action. It's Winslow Township and Pennsauken tied at 7. 10 minutes left to go here in Atco, New Jersey. Tied at 7 between Winslow Township and Pennsauken. Both teams, again, first plays in their series. Both have scored touchdowns. Touchdown runs. One from, from Ismail Berry from Winslow Township. And DeJuan Fuchs Phillips with a 5-yard touchdown run. Another squib kick. And that's a lot farther, and then dancing a little. And making one man miss is not Damian Tab. Excuse me, that is number 23, Jamil Adams. He's one of the starting defensive backs. He also plays wide receiver. So again, we're back here for It's All About Sports coverage. You can't even hear yourself talk here tonight. And folks, it's only going to get better. For your official information on It's All About Sports, visit us on the web at it'sallaboutsports.com. High school football, high school basketball, track and field, hockey, baseball, and more. Full slate of coverage for the upcoming 2016-2017 season. Good way to kick off your fall. And trust me, when the heat stops, we'll actually start doing football at the right type of temperature. Our first game again was 11 a.m. this morning. And folks, it was over 100 degrees. It was definitely in the triple digits. Tonight at least, it's cooled down a little bit. First and 10 at the 39, and the pitch again. This time it goes to Berry, and this time Berry doesn't get far. Maybe gets about 2 or 3 yards. Tackled again on the play by a pair of Indians. So that's only the second play for Berry. He only picks up about 1 on that one. Berry, on his first play from scrimmage, scored from 11 yards out. Again, your quarterback for tonight is Tyree Taylor. He is a high flyer. He is fun to watch. I enjoyed watching his team win the state championship last year, and I got a good feeling I'm going to enjoy watching him in football. Said to me before the game, he's just as good a football player as he is a basketball player, and his short screen pass is incomplete. It is not a fumble, because even though it looked like it was actually backwards, but it looks like it was a little bit more forward, so it was incomplete. That pass was intended for David Wallace Jr., who's also among the wide receivers. Both teams, again, 10 and 8 returning starters between the two of these teams. So again, Tyree Taylor is 1 for 2. Get that 32-yard completion to Joshua Allen, who's a two-way starter. Big 3rd down and 9 for Winslow Township. Right behind, or I should say we're facing the pep band and the cheerleaders, and this place is loud. And if this game is as close as it's going to be, it's only going to get louder. This is a very good game to work a high school basketball game. Taylor again, he's airing it out, and he has a wide open Joshua Allen. Unfortunately, he overthrows him by at least 3 yards. Good attempt again by Taylor, but that ball was sailing, and it sailed over Allen's head. Once again, it looks like this time Winslow must punt. And for the first time tonight, defense prevails, and it's Pennsauken who does just that. Your punter, I think, for tonight, looks like it might be Cameron Osborne. It's actually hard to say because they haven't officially listed a punter. I think it is Osborne. High and end over end. It bounces Picked up by Whitfield. Whitfield again gets a couple nice blocks, but he'll get as far as maybe the 20, looks like the 21-yard line. So again, Pennsauken will come back on offense. Crowd again, as mentioned, starting to come in, and you can just see, like the Paulsboro game that we had earlier today against Woodbury, Paulsboro fan base was certainly a decent size of crowd, but I'll tell you what, this crowd again, as mentioned, finally gets way in, and some of these fans leaning by the railings. There's still plenty of room again around where we are. In fact, this whole bench is mostly empty, but again, as mentioned, this thing is getting louder and louder. Battle of two South Jersey powerhouses. I believe that's Booker with the carry. Maybe about 3, maybe 4 yards. Booker again, as mentioned, that track star, and he is certainly showing why. 20 left to go. Score get tied at 7. 2 rushing touchdowns, respectively, by both Winslow and Pennsauken. Gain of about 3 yards for Booker. Up to 82 yards here in the first quarter already. He did have that 67-yard run in the first, or I should say in the last possession. He gets the call again. Breaks a couple tackles. And he might have, I think he got the first down. I think from where we are, because remember, the down and distance is on the other side. I think that Booker's got the first down and the drive will continue. Have they officially spotted it yet? Yes, they have. Way to the and once again, we have this in the first quarter earlier today. 3 measurements, and now we're about to have our first here tonight. This is our 4th here on It's All About Sports. I've never seen this many measurements. I've been announcing high school football for about 5 years. I don't think I've ever seen this many measurements in one day. And the crew will kind of stretch it out for Booker. See if he gets the first down. And he does. Booker with another first down. And the drive continues for Martin Booker Jr. of Pennsauken. Let's see what they spotted, by the way. Looks like it's going to be spotted about the 34. He needed 7 anyway, and I think he got about 7. I think they're going to say the 7. And it is 7. Booker now up to 89 yards here in the first quarter of play. Again, the quarterback back into the game is Davis. 2 runners in the backfield. Once again, they go back to Booker. Booker spins, twirls, and he gets maybe up to about the 37 or 37, 36 and a half. He had tackled on that play. As again, that was Kenneth Chukwaka, I believe. He's a defensive starter. Terrence Ames and Jesse Letsom. A lot of these are two-way type players, as again, Booker with another 3 yards. That line, again, as mentioned, definitely fierce on the defensive end for Winslow. A couple of 275-pound linemen. Big second down and 7 here. As again, Davis pitches it back, and this time it goes to Nazir Russell, and Russell's going to be short. A late flag, though, comes in. Let's see about this one. It could be a personal foul face mask on Winslow. We'll have to see. It could possibly even be coming back with a holding. Holding wouldn't again negate the run. So the run by Russell is probably going to be about 5 yards, and then I'm told a horse collar penalty. A horse collar penalty, another 15 more yards, and we go from 2nd down and 7. This one's going to go all the way down to the Winslow 45. Pennsauken is on the move with the score tied at 7. 2 rushing touchdowns again, as mentioned, one by DeJuan Fuchs-Phillips, one by Ismail Berry, Pennsauken and Winslow respectively. They hand it off again. Is it Booker? No, it is not. It once again is Russell, the talented 5'9" sophomore running back. It might not even be a gain on that play. So it was no gain on the play for Russell. So no gain for Russell. 2nd down and 10 with 5 minutes again left to play. Davis lines his team up back to the line of scrimmage. Back in the backfield again, Fuchs-Phillips, and I think the talented Booker. On 2nd down, here's Davis, play action. Here comes the rush, and down he goes. The sack again made, and this time it is by Rashawn Gale, who is the talented outside linebacker and pushes, Davis all the way back to what looks to be about the Pennsauken 45. And let's just say that Gale was untouched on the right side. Talented Winslow Township Pep Band is here as well tonight. They've done a great job so far, and that's going to continue. And you're going to be hearing a lot of that over the airwaves. A loss on the play. 3rd down and 20, the 45 at the Pennsauken 45. High snap again. Flag is down, and this could be This could be a false start, and it is a false start. So back it up 5 more yards, and we're going back to the Pennsauken 40. Again from the 45, so it was a loss of what looked to be about 10, and now from the 10 is now 15 more yards. It's 3rd and 25, as again Pennsauken now trying to get at least back into Winslow territory. They've got to get down to the Winslow 45 for a first down. 2 receivers again. Back to throw goes Davis. Davis completes and breaking at least 1 tackle. Getting to the outside, still on his feet, but he's going to be well short as that pass complete to Russell. Russell again, that could have been at least maybe a gain of about 2 or 3, but Russell is at least able to get it back in to Winslow territory. Unfortunately, he is still well short of a first down. It's an 11-yard pickup. So first pass of the game, by the way, by Davis is the punt a high and end over end. And not a bad bounce again for Pennsauken. As we're under 3 minutes again remaining. And again, it's 2:58 left to go. We're tied at 7 again here in the first quarter at Winslow Township High School. Now we're good. 2:58 again left to go back here at Winslow Township High School. The score tied again at 7 between Winslow Township and Pennsauken High School for another edition of It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network inaugural season. I'm Jake Schwartz. That handoff, I believe, did not go far. In fact, I think it was to number 5, Lamont Key. Whoever it was, maybe it was number 11. Could have been Taylor. I'm not even 100% sure who had that last run. I think we'll just say it was Lamont Key with a 1-yard run. So it wasn't for much. 2nd down and 9. The ball started again. And back to throw again, Taylor. He goes downtown, and the pass is caught. What a perfect throw. And staying in bounds and making the catch is Josh Allen, the two-way senior. Perfect toss again. And a pickup on the play. What looks to be, at least let's see where they spot it, I think, a 24-yard pickup. And then on the other end, another big run.
Charles call for a big pickup. All the way down to Pennsauken, 29-yard line.
And then following again the 24-yard following a 24-yard completion, another run, this one by again, and another run by McCall, this one from 18 more yards out, and this time Taylor, I believe, is sacked. There's not for much. Might have even had a run on that, but again, back-to-back yards of 18 or more. So a loss of 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down and 17, under 60 seconds to go. We have an official timeout. It again is not a timeout on the hands again of Winslow Township. It's just a timeout again, as mentioned on the field. So big runs again, as mentioned, for the Winslow Township Eagles. We're going to move the ball back. The ball will be placed again at the 37. So a big opportunity once again for Township. And I think they're going to let this one go down to the end of the quarter. Or are they? I think they're going to. No, they're going to get a snap off. Still plenty of time again, as mentioned. Taylor lines his team back up. In shotgun. In motion again goes Wallace Jr. It's an end around to Wallace Jr. He cuts back. He's got some room to run, but this one's coming back, and it's likely going to be a holding. It was about 4 or 5 yards on the pickup, but this one is coming back. Likely a holding penalty.
Holding against the Eagles.
So the Eagles called for a hold. Another 10 yards, which is going to back them up again. Second down and about 27. Ball will now be placed literally at midfield. See where they spot it, though, again. I don't think Winslow's going to get another playoff here. And they're going to take this all the way down to the end of the quarter. A good start for both teams, but unfortunately neither team able to score after the first series. We're tied at 7 here on another edition of It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network, coming to you from Winslow Township High School here in Atco, New Jersey. And welcome back here again to Winslow Township High School here in Atco, New Jersey. Let's play 2, as they say, for It's All About Sports. Paulsboro and Woodbury earlier this morning, and now we finish our day with Winslow versus Pennsauken. Ball spotted again in midfield as Taylor finds his man. It is Lamont Key, who had a run earlier, and now he's got a catch. After, again, as mentioned, a holding penalty, then we had, I think, an offsides type or false start penalty. This was only a gain of about 6 for Key. Only 3 completed passes and 4 attempts again for Taylor. Might not be a bad idea to see him on 3rd and 24. Maybe put the wheels in motion. Oh, and a low snap. That might not be a bad idea. He's still on his feet. Breaks a couple tackles, but he's going to be well short. Taylor looked like he was going to get the crowd on his feet, but unfortunately he only had about 4 or 5 yards. That wasn't much. In fact, he lost about 4 anyway. So a 4-yard loss. Back again at the Pennsauken 48 as again another 3 and out. Or I should say another punt coming up again. High and end over end. This is going to be a decent kick and a possible, it is a good return again. Here's Tariq Hardy and he's dropped back again at about the 15. Credit the tackle to the defensive back and backup quarterback, the talented sophomore Prince Drew Bay. With 11:05 to go as we're underway again for second quarter coverage of the doubleheader edition of It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network. I'm Jake Schwartz. We thank you again for spending your Saturday with us. We start at 11 a.m. again between Paulsboro and Woodbury. Woodbury winning 14-13. Pair of runners again getting over 200 yards, and that was a talented Drew Holiday. And the talented fullback, I believe, from Woodbury, also getting over 140-something yards. As again, getting the cutback is Booker. Booker breaks a couple, at least one tackle. Actually, drew his blockers, leapfrogs over somebody. This one's coming back again, down to about the 40. So from, again, the 17, it looks like they'll spot it at about the, looks like 31-yard line. Now, this is going to be at least a 14-yard carry. It's going to be at least a 14-yard run for Booker. But it's also going to be coming back again with a penalty. There's definitely a price to pay. We're going to see where they're going to spot the penalty, though. They are spotting it. It looks like it's a 29. So it was again for the 17. It was actually a pickup of about 12, which still makes over 100 yards again in the first half of play for Booker. And Booker certainly has the speed and tenacity. So a 12-yard pickup for Booker. A holding penalty again called on the Indians. Back again, and this time they will go back on the ground. And that was again, this one looks like, I think that was Russell, and it was Nasir Russell. Russell has continued to carry on the other end. Picks up a couple more yards. It's a pickup of about 4. So again, Russell helping out on his end with Booker. Between the two of them, just about 113 yards here in the first half of play. Davis again in shot. Should say Davis in the last one. 2 in the backfield. This looks like a draw play. It's not. Davis back to throw. Fires, completes the pass, and down the field again, and taking it into Winslow territory is Cedric Jones Jr., who is the team's tight end. From the 34, he takes it into Winslow territory. A 26-yard completion for Cedric Jones Jr. Two for 2 again, as mentioned, for Davis. Following that 26-yard completion, Davis again will throw. He fires. He goes down the field, and it's over the head and incomplete. Intended for the speedy Latif Coleman. That certainly got a chill up some of these Eagle fans' spines a little, because that was almost a heartbreak away from another score for the Indians. That's also Davis again with an incompleted pass. That's his first of the night with under 10 minutes to go here in the first half, as the score tied at 7, but the Indians are on the move. Zaire Davis. Again, two receivers, one to the left, one to the right, one is in the backfield. Actually, two in the backfield. It's Davis again. This time he hands it off. He finds his man. Is it Booker? Yes, it is. Already over 100 yards here in the first half for the 8-time state track New Jersey champion of Group 3. Another 9 more yards as the Indians again are on the move. As the ball now placed at the Eagle 31-yard line. Coming to you again, as mentioned, from the Winslow Township students, or not from the student section, but from the Winslow Township stands here in Winslow, in Atco, New Jersey. Ball back on the ground again. And this one could be coming back, could possibly be a holding. It was about a 5-yard pickup again. Was that Booker? I really couldn't tell. I think it was. It was a 5-yard pickup again. Let's see what the flag is. Could be a face mask. This is going to be on the Eagles.
That'll be a 5-yard penalty. The ball now will be first.
We also have a timeout on the field with 9:11 left to go here in the.
You have a timeout by your Winslow Township Eagles.
So
for the home opener of the Pennsauken Eagles versus your Cleveland Browns tomorrow at 1 p.m. You can win. Also, if you could be back with us, you can show up at the support the Winslow Township Eagles Boosters Club by getting a ticket.
Pennsauken again moving the ball. First down and 10 inside the Winslow territory. Back on the ground to Booker. And this time there's nothing there. And a gang tackle of Eagles on the play. There were at least 3 tackles again made by Winslow, highlighted by Rashad Gale was among those who got in on the tackle. Booker again now already 8 carries. That's his 9th carry here in the first half. They're going to say it was probably about, it looks like it was no gain on the play. And again, a good stuff by that Eagle defense. Among those finalists again in Group 3 NJSIA play. This coach of theirs, by the way, Kemp Carr, as I meant to say before, never trust a man with 2 last names. And he certainly showed himself. As again, Booker gets the call. Booker cuts to the left side.
Not out of bounds after a 2-yard pickup.
As Booker again silencing the crowd. Actually, it was only about 2 yards though by back at the line again of scrimmage comes Davis. He's back in shotgun, and this time it is DeJuan Fuchs Phillips. Davis again fires, almost caught, almost a one-handed catch again for Latif Coleman. That's back-to-back incompleted passes for the senior quarterback as well as free safety. 4th down coming up. And if you go for a field goal here, you're looking at what looks to be about a 37-yard field goal attempt. Let's see what, again, Coach Tab is going to do here. Tap's going to talk things over here. We got a timeout again on the field. Tied at 7 with 8:12 left to go. Back here again at Winslow Township High School. Jake Schwartz again for a doubleheader edition of It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network. Winslow and Pennsauken in a 7-7 tie with 8:12 left to go. A crucial 4th down and 8 for the Indians. As Zaire Davis in shotgun takes the snap, fires to the end zone, touchdown! And it's into the hands of their man Booker. Now there are some flags on the play. Let's see about this one. I think from where we're standing, this is going to be called on the Eagles. And Martin Booker is going to get on the board again for his 2nd touchdown of the night. It would be from about 19 yards out. Let's see the flag. Looks like it is a face mask called on Winslow Township. The penalty will be declined. And Pennsauken draws blood again with 8:07 remaining here in the first half.
Pennsauken will be kicking for the extra point, number 37, back for a kick.
While we were again doing the stats, the point after touchdown is good with 8:07 left to go. Martin Booker doing it on the passing and receiving end as Pennsauken is back on top 14-7. Atco, New Jersey, back here at Winslow Township High School as Pennsauken Indians have responded with a 14-7 run, about a 7-play drive, highlighted by a 19-yard touchdown catch from Martin Booker. Pennsauken will kick off, and that will be by number 8, Tyrell Russell, I believe. He might squib it here, and again, there's been some trouble tonight with the Indians on special teams. And that one's going to be taken again, and hightailing his way out of bounds is going to be number 23, Jamil Adams.
Jamil Adams with the return. It'll be first and 3rd.
Martin Booker again had a nice beat on that one. We'll have first down and 10 for this high-powered offense of Pennsauken, or I should say of Winslow Township High School. Again, in case you're joining us, we started our day again in the morning at 11 a.m. Paulsboro High School losing to Woodbury to open up their season 14-13. Back we will go next weekend against Glassboro at same time, same place, and that would be 11 a.m. We'll also head on Saturday night football. We will have Neumann Goretti officially opening up its home season against the high-flying Germantown Academy Patriots and Kyle McCluskey, the future Villanova Wildcats. Big hit again. Taylor having trouble with the ball. He is hit hard. Credit that sack to Cedric Jones Jr. Now there is a flag down. I'm wondering if it's an illegal snap, and well, it doesn't matter because the penalty, again, is going to be declined. I'm not even sure what the penalty was. I have no idea. I don't think the PA announcer even has a clue. I don't blame you because I have no idea what that penalty was either. Doesn't matter. It's a big loss again on the play for Winslow. It's actually just a 5-yard loss. So 5-yard loss again. The ball will be placed again at the 29-yard line. 29-yard line again at second down at about 15 with 7:30 and change to go. This has been a very fast first half. There hasn't been, again, just 2 scores again for Pennsauken and 1 from Winslow. The pass will be complete. Breaking a tackle, getting to about the 40 after an 11-yard pickup is Makai Matthews, 5'7" junior.
Third down, 5 yards to go.
11-yard pickup. That's a big pickup again. Back to the line of scrimmage again goes Winslow. They still have plenty of time again. Down by a touchdown. In shotgun again is the man, and that is Taylor. Taylor in trouble. He's going to have to use his legs, and down he goes again. And the ball comes loose, but I don't think it's a fumble. Another sack. That's the third sack of the night. I think that's back-to-back sacks by Cedric Jones Jr. It's the third sack here in the first half again for Tyrell Taylor. And right now, Taylor doesn't seem like he's getting a whole lot of protection in the backfield. That line again is doing the best it can, but doesn't seem to be holding Taylor that much. Eagles again will punt here. High and end-over-end kick. Two men are back to receive. And this is actually going to take, and the ball's touched! The ball was touched again by Pennsauken. But they will recover the football. Oh man, that was almost disaster for the Indians. The ball actually hitting off the leg of one of the Indians. And if the Eagles had that one, that was a huge mistake by the Indians. But luckily, Pennsauken is able to recover, and they're going to have first down and 10. Ball will be placed again. Should be about the 34-yard line, I think. Well, they'll say it's spotted at about the 33. So first and 10 at the 33. Pennsauken again with a one-touchdown lead. Their man of the night, Booker, back in the backfield, I believe. Already 120 yards, one rushing touchdown, one passing, one touchdown of his own in the air. And Booker gets the block that he wants, breaks free, but this one's coming back. It's going to be a holding penalty on Pennsauken. And it is. Referee makes his decision again. It is a holding. Again, a great job so far this first half by Mike Worker. He usually does a pretty good job, I think. I would think he does. He's done good so far in my eye. I've never actually seen this man before a day in my life. I'm glad he actually, before the game, gave us the official stat sheet of the referees' names. Sometimes those refs usually say I can write down on whatever piece of paper I want. They need it back. They gave from NTSIH. Things, I guess, work differently, so we appreciate that, though. So after a 10-yard holding penalty by the Indians, it'll be first down and 17 at their own 26. Booker again, as mentioned, in the backfield. Do they go back on the ground to Booker? Yes, they do. And Booker cuts to the left side, breaks a few tackles. He's got the first down and more. And Martin Booker, again, is putting on a highlight reel here in this first half. Again, a long holding penalty. That doesn't seem to be an issue for this track star named Booker. Booker actually, I think, just took it, or at least was pushing it close into Eagle territory. He has it officially. Ball will be spotted, I think, at the 43 or 44-yard line. Let's see where they spot the ball officially. I think it's about the 44, so it is an 18-yard run, and this time Booker gets next to nothing. Booker again with another carry. He doesn't get much. He might have even been thrown back. Possibly a loss of one on the play. Back, they're going to say it's no gain on the play. No gain on the play. Clock again continues to run with under 5 minutes again remaining here in the first half. 14-7. It's been the Martin Booker show here in the first half of play. Eagles again starting their drive in the first touchdown is a 5-yard run by Ismail Berry as the pass again caught and another first down again. This one by Jalen Robinson. And again, this is like watching the New England Patriots with all these weapons that they have. And so far it has paid off. And then a late flag comes in. Let's see about this one. I would like to see where this flag is coming from. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Pennsauken, and that was completely unnecessary on that one. It was a pick of about 10, plus an unsportsmanlike conduct. So just a poor decision again by Pennsauken, and instead of the ball being in Eagle territory, now the Indians are back first and 10. Instead of first and 10 at the Winslow 46, you're looking at first and 10 from Pennsauken's own 40-yard. Referees getting together for a little discussion. And clock continuing to run here. Booker again in the backfield. Here's Davis. He's going to look to throw here. He does. It looks like he's going on the option. Instead, he finds his man. It is Martin Booker on the halfback option and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. There's not much on that one. So an HB option play. Again, it's Martin Booker, his 13th carry of the night. It's a gain of about 1. 1-yard pickup again. 2nd down and 9. Ball placed at the 41. And now the Indians line up back to the line of scrimmage. It's shotgun again is Davis. Davis. Not a high snap. He fires and juggled and caught and getting the first down barely is Latif Coleman. Coleman's been looked at least 3 times, but finally gets on the board with his first catch, gets the catch he was looking for, and also gives some positive yards for the Indians. Gain of about, looks like 9 on that play. So a pick of about 9 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 at midfield. Davis again. Indians would like to get some insurance here as they control the game so far with a 14-7 lead as they hand it off. It goes up the middle again. That's not Booker. That's actually the backup running back. That is the backup RB. I think that was Fuchs Phillips. Gain of about 6. Another 6-yard gain. Well, you know what? That might have actually been Nate Parrish with a gain of about 6. 6 yards. I thought it looked like number 3 as again, 2nd down and 4. Another handoff. It goes back to Booker. He cuts to the left side, breaks free, gets it out of bounds, and he's got another first down. And again, Martin Booker again just exploding, getting the blockers, getting his lane. And has continued to impress. Now, they say it looks like he's going to be short here by about a yard. But another 3-yard pickup again for Booker, who's already got over 140 yards here in the first half. 14 carries at 42. And let's not forget about, he's already got at least a total of 161 yards, including both touchdowns tonight for the Indians. Davis again lines his team up back to the line of scrimmage with 2:08 left to go. There's movement, and this is going to be, it looks like this is going to be a neutral zone infraction. It is. And 3rd down and an automatic 1st down and another bad decision, another poor penalty. Another bad penalty by the Eagles. And the mistakes again, or I should say the troubles again, continue. So 3rd down and 1 has just become 1st down and 10 I believe it's going to be placed at the 34. 34, I thought it was at least at the 36, but I guess they're going to spot it at the 34. Davis again. This could be another draw play. It has been 9 times out of 10 here tonight. And yes, it is. What a surprise. It's Booker with the call. Booker breaks a few tackles. Look at the track star go. And Booker again has another first down. And he pins his team deep into Eagle territory. This has got to be at least another 16 more yards. See how many yards again they spot it. So it is in fact 16 yards. More yards again. Davis, another handoff. Booker up the middle, and there's not much. Maybe about 1 or 2 more yards. The clock continued to get eaten up, and we have a timeout again called by Pennsauken. Wait just a second. We'll see how many yards again the play is picked up as again with about 1:31 left to go. We welcome you back again to Atco, New Jersey, Winslow Township High School. Let's play 2, as the late Ernie Banks Chicago Cubs baseball player says. As tonight's the first of 2 matchups that we've had here tonight, or I should say here in the state of New Jersey. Started our day again in Paulsboro as Woodbury wins 14-13. 2 different runners, again getting over 100 yards or more. Holloway, I believe, the talented running back from Paulsboro, over 100 and I should say over 200 yards of rushing. Well, so far tonight, that's exactly what we're seeing out of Martin Booker. He's an 8-time NJSIA Group 3 state champion, and he's probably the most feared running, or I should say is among the most feared runners in the state of New Jersey. I'll tell you what, he's certainly got some good footwork, because when he gets his blockers going, I don't think he can be stopped. I really don't. Booker with that last run gets himself 2 more yards, and it's 160 yards total on the night. A nice crowd again, as mentioned, is on hand here tonight at Atco. Back we go again with 1:31 again remaining. Davis again is looking to throw. He fires and incomplete. Intended for Booker. Tell you what, if Booker makes that catch, I think he is gone. Booker, all he needs is 1 juke move, and I think he is I think he's finished on that one.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Big 3rd down again coming up for the Eagle defense. They've got to get a stand here and try to get the ball back, and they still have plenty of time to do it. Now, I think they only have 1 timeout. I could be wrong. I'll have to find out. Davis again. Booker is the only man in the backfield. 2 receivers left. 1 goes in motion. That's number 8, Tyrell Russell. Back to throw again, Davis. Here comes the rush, and down he goes. Oh, wait a minute. Davis still on his feet. It looked like at first he was going down for the count. But the good news is that Pennsauken is going to be at least 7 yards short of a first down. That's got to be at least a gain of 1. We'll find out. In fact, it's actually a loss of 2 for Davis. It's his first run again of the night, and he loses 2. Now, there were a few sacks on the play. And again, with under 40 seconds left to go here, and I think that Pennsauken's coach is, again, and this is smart here, as Clinton Tabb's going to burn a timeout here, and rightfully so. They're just going to take it all the way down, and Tabb takes that timeout.
Timeout, Pennsauken. 28 seconds left in the half.
And Martin Booker, what he's done in track, you can't imagine what he's done any better here, what he's done here in this first half of play. Again, 16 on 160. The Eagles woke up this crowd again to start this game. A couple of big passes highlighted by an Ishmael Berry 11-yard touchdown run. Now the Indians would respond with 2 touchdown runs. It's a 1 touchdown. I think it was about at least 30-something yards out was the touchdown. And also a 19-yard catch in the end zone. But Booker has really done his share here tonight. Actually, I take that back. Booker didn't get that touchdown. He has 1 touchdown. Actually, DeJuan Fuchs-Phillips highlighted with the 5-yard touchdown. My apologies again, folks. Big 4th down again coming up with 28.5 to go. No surprise again, as mentioned. The Indians are going to go for it here. Trips to the left. No receivers to the right. Do you run the ball on 4th down? I don't think so. Timeout again in favor of the Eagles.
Timeout.
28.5 again left to go. We'll take another short break. 4th down is coming up next. Big 4th down again with 28.5 left to go for Pennsauken here in the first half of play. Both teams again looking for their first win of the 2016 high school football season here in the state of New Jersey. Back to throw again is Davis. He goes for it all into the end zone. Touchdown once again. And this time, Latif Coleman comes down with a catch from 20 yards out. Flag on the play, but this likely penalty is going to be declined. This is going to be pass interference in the end zone of the Eagles. And Pennsauken is going to go at least up 2 touchdowns. That was a great throw again by Davis. Good defensive coverage again, but there was definitely a lot of contact. And it is on the defense. Penalty will be declined. It'll be a 20-yard completion. It's Davis to Coleman, and Pennsauken goes up 20-7. This is not a good way to start the season for the Group 3 state participants of last year, Winslow Township. And no support, or I should say now the Indians will line up for the point after touchdown. And the kick is no good with 21.8 again left to go here in the first half of play, as the Indians of Pennsauken have just gone up by double digits. They're on top 20-7. Back here again at Atco, New Jersey, in the doubleheader edition of It's All About Sports. Not 21.8 seconds left to go here in the first half. Jake Schwartz again for It's All About Sports. For more information on upcoming events for It's All About Sports, visit us at it'sallaboutsports.com. Right here again, it's mentioned on the website that you'll actually be able to see right by where the cheerleaders are. All one word, IAAS. 2 touchdown throws again from Zaire Davis. 1-2. Again, as the kickoff again, another swim kick, and back in the end zone again, breaking a couple tackles and getting hit though, unfortunately, is Makai Matthews. Nice start again, as mentioned, for senior quarterback Zaire Davis, 6 of 9 with 95 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Touchdowns to Latif Coleman and Martin Booker Jr. Booker has been the highlight reel again here tonight, 16 of 160. Get him in the end zone. They could actually get a hat trick. He's only got 1 touchdown. That was in the air. Be first down and 10 for the Eagles. And let's see if they can get something going here at least to try to take the momentum here in the first half. Or I should say here in the second half. My apologies. Wondering if Taylor's going to take a knee here and go into the locker room. Figure with 11.7 left to go, there's not much you can do. You just remember again, you've got to get a first down, spike the ball. And again, the Eagles are going to try for at least a couple more plays. This is the legwork of Taylor, and there's not much there. And that's going to do it here. So the clock runs out again here in the first half of play. We also have an injured player on the field as the first half comes to a close. It's been all Pennsauken here in the first half. Martin Booker with 160 yards. Zaire Davis with 2 touchdown passes here in the second quarter as Pennsauken leads Winslow on the doubleheader edition of It's All About Sports here in Atco, New Jersey. I'm Jake Schwartz.
Please stay tuned for the second half kickoff.
We're back again here inside, or I should say in the stands here at Winslow Township High School in Atco, New Jersey. I'm Jake Schwartz again for another edition of It's All About Sports. Let's play 2. As the late, great Ernie Banks of the Chicago Cubs once said, our final game in the Saturday edition of It's All About Sports. Paulsboro defeated by Woodbury earlier today in the 11 o'clock edition on a day where it reached over 100 degrees. Tonight, a little bit of a different story. It's still, don't get me wrong, a little warm out. It's actually pushing still in the 90s, but winds have certainly helped out a little here, and it does feel a lot better than it did at 11 a.m. this morning. After a nice lunch break we had, where we had a nice, went to a nice deli that was actually not too far from the school. It actually caters to the home of Paulsboro fans as we made the trek up here. We are set to go for second half action, and so far it has certainly been the Pennsauken Indians show as Zaire Davis has hit 2 touchdown passes. Touchdown passes to a 20-yard touchdown pass. One's a Latif Coleman, and the other one to Martin Booker Jr., who's also has certainly done his share. 16 carries for 160 yards. And speaking of Pennsauken, they'll start the second half with the football. As we are again, It's All About Sports is coming in the stands. We're in the fan zone again here tonight in Winslow Township, New Jersey. In front of us again are a bunch of Winslow Township students, and they certainly, well, they don't really like what they see so far. They're hoping for at least a big second half splurge under second-year coach Kemp Carr, who's considered one of the greatest football players ever to come out of the state of New Jersey. Owns the scoring record with 621 points and a scoring average of 51.7. He was also the coach of the year and a state champion during his Pennsgrove days, where his team made the state finals 3 times in 4 years. One of those years just happened to be a state final, and a state title, I should say. This guy looks like he's got some power. Ball will be first and 10 at the 30-yard line. Eagle fans again trying to will their team, their Group 3 state playoff recipients, as the ball goes back on the ground again to Booker. And this time there's not much. It's definitely not much again for Booker. As hot as it is out, certainly got to admire some of these coaches again who look like they definitely work out with their muscle shirts. I would not want to get involved in a bar fight with any of them. They are tough cookies. No gain on the play no gain on the play for Booker. Back to the line of scrimmage again. We're underway again in the second half of high school football's It's All About Sports edition. Many sports will cover, from basketball, baseball, track and field, and many other things. This time it's Booker again, cutting to the left side. He's got the first down. He's down the sideline, and he's hit out of bounds. And I mean, he was drilled actually out of bounds by Will Carter from the 30. It's a 30-yard pickup. Well, now they'll say it's at the 35-yard line. Actually, the 45. Which means it's a 25-yard pickup. Another 25 yards for Booker. He continues this on-out assault. already pushing 200 yards. There he had one guy, Deron Holloway. He had 207 yards, and his team lost as Booker again continues to get the carry for his 18th, I should say make that his 19th carry of the night. It's not much. It's actually a gain of about 1, and it's going to bring up second down at 9. As again, the Indians continue to move. They have done so here tonight. And again, in their first series of the second half, they're already on the move again. Another gain of 1. Davis again lines his team up back to the line of scrimmage. Two runners in the backfield. Again the pitch, and this time it goes again, and up the middle is Nazir Russell. It's only his 4th carry of the night. Now Russell looked to be pushed back, but how many yards are they going to say? Because again, forward progress again, but let's see. It was a gain of about 5, so a gain of about 5 for Russell. So gain of 5. 3rd down and 4, again at the 39. Pennsauken again already with a commanding 2-touchdown lead. They're looking to add up again. They're trying to spoil the home opener again. Winslow Township Eagles. Certainly a nice night for high school football. It's a little warm again, but it's certainly a lot better than it was today, as we mentioned. They go back to Booker in the backfield again. No, they don't. Davis will throw. He completes the pass, and it looks like, but we'll have to see, there might have been forward progress. That pass was caught by Latif Coleman. It's going to be an official measurement again. But I think this is going to be a first down. I think from where our angle was, as we'll have to look, this will be our 2nd official measurement here tonight. We had 4 measurements. He's going to be short.
4th and 18.
So 3-yard completion. A 3-yard completion. 4th down and 1, and they are going to say, now they're going to officially measure it, as again, it's going to be a yard short, and you got to go to Booker up the middle again for a first down for Pennsauken. Eagles again are in need of a big stop here. They've got to change this momentum, and a stop here on 4th down could really get the crowd back into it. They have been silent, at least for the last quarter and a half, as Pennsauken, has drove down this field. 4th down and 1 for Pennsauken. The Eagles need to get a stop here, and they really could change this momentum. Davis again gets the carry. Up the middle he goes. He's got a first down. Only needed 1.
Quarterback for 2 yards, first down. Winslow 33 yards.
2nd official keeper of the night. There's a gain of about, it's a gain of about 1 anyway, so regardless, it's not really going to matter. The 1-yard run. First down and 10, and the drive continues, and already about 4 minutes have already been taken here of this possession. And again, Pennsauken really not in any particular hurry here. They lead again by double digits. Davis, again, they may be going with an end around. Instead, they just hand it up the middle, and there's nothing there. Was Martin Booker once again with his 20th carry. No gain on the play, and another big Eagles stop. As Booker again continues to get the call, but the Eagle defense again has certainly done a really good job shutting down Booker, who again had still stuck on 186 yards. He actually had about 166 after that 20-yard run. That's what's kept things going again. 2nd down and 10 at the 33. 7:21 again left to go. This has been certainly a very fast football game. Davis And we have a timeout again on the field. 7:13 to go. Pennsauken on the move. Can they make it 20, or should say, can they make it a 3-score game? We'll find out right after this. Back here in the stands at Winslow Township High School for It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network. Because tonight, It's All About Sports comes to you in the stands at the high atop the press box, or at least just a little below the press box. I'm Jake Schwartz. Big second down and 10 at the 33. Again, going in motion for Pennsauken, and looks like it's going to be an option play. And again, putting on the legwork is Zaire Davis. Again, continues to pound the ball as Pennsauken has done all night long.
3rd and 4 to go.
It was a gain of about 6. Gain of about 6 yards, so this is going to be about 3rd down and 4. 3rd down and about 4 so 3rd down and 4 with 6:40 again left to go. And again, time certainly is eluding for this Pennsauken, or I should say for this Winslow Township football team. I believe they'll hit the road against Cumberland next week. Back to throw again, Davis. He's got some time, airs it out, and it is over the head, incomplete. It was a scary situation, but well over the head of Jalen Robinson, and 4th down and 4 from the 26. So you'd be looking at now about a 43-yard field goal, but no surprise, as again the Indians already have used a timeout here in the second half of play. Fourth down and 4, now at the 26-yard line. Eagles could use a big stop here on defense. The rush again is on. Davis gets it to Booker. Booker's got some room to run, and he's got another touchdown. Let's see where they spot it, though. Yes, they do. He is in. 26 more yards for Booker, and Pennsauken, just like that, has just gone up triple digits. The score is 26-7 with the point after to follow. Another great screen play again by Davis. Booker continues to wreak havoc on this Winslow defense, and this lead is now about to be a 20-point lead.
26-7.
And on the other end, the field goal, by the way, was blocked.
No good.
But the damage has been done. Pennsauken again ruining Winslow's homecoming as they lead 26-7 here in the 3rd quarter.
Winslow 7.
Back here in the stands at Winslow Township High School for It's All About Sports doubleheader edition of high school football. I'm Jake Schwartz.
40-yard line.
Now it looks like both teams are going to have to switch here, which I don't understand. Oh, I guess we missed a kickoff. No, we didn't miss a kickoff. No, we did not miss a kickoff. I didn't understand that at all. I guess now both teams have to shift. Well, you know, I guess that's what's going to happen when the heat gets to you. Martin Booker, again, has put on a show here tonight. 2 receiving touchdowns, not to mention 186 yards. And with that last pass, Zaire Davis, now 3 touchdowns. He is 8 for 12, 124 yards. And he's thrown to 3 different receivers, I should say 2 different receivers, including Martin Booker for 2 scores. High snap again, gets over the head, and luckily, Makai Matthews again picks up the football. What a night again, as mentioned, for Pennsauken with 6:04 again remaining.
It'll be 1st and 10.
Now Pennsauken football again will come back again on defense. The Eagles have got to wake up here. as the Indians again will try to start their season on the right foot. They'll take on Triton next week. They'll return home, their home opener next week against Triton. Winslow, one of the many teams that actually has lights here in the state of New Jersey. We know that a lot of those West Jersey teams, including Woodbury, are among those who don't even have lights. Couple nice broken tackles again, and somehow still on his feet and trying to cut to the outside, and still on his feet. But is finally brought down is Ismail Berry. He really has been the man who has made noise again here tonight. Boy, Ismail Berry, 5'5" officially he's listed, and he certainly shows that this guy can work. 6-yard gain again for Ismail Berry, with 5:25 again remaining here in the third quarter. Score again 26-7 after the point after was blocked. The Eagles have done it on the defensive end. They'll need to look to at least to their savior as they go end around to Matthews. There's not much there, maybe about 2. Looks like it is a gain of about 2. It's 2-yard gain again at the 25, but again the Eagles need to keep this drive again moving. 3 touchdown passes again, as mentioned by quarterback Zaire Davis. Friday night to Cumberland, which is where Winslow Township will head to. And once again, keeping it on the ground, still on his feet. And I mean still on his feet is Taylor, but he's going to be short again.
Flags in play.
Friday night it will be Winslow at Cumberland. Well, again, Pennsauken will head back home next Saturday and take on Triton. That game will be scheduled at noon at home. I don't think Pennsauken has lights. A lot of these New Jersey schools don't have any lights. By the way, Taylor didn't get much on that one. And we do have a penalty, and it looks like unsportsmanlike conduct. And oh man, unsportsmanlike conduct. Now we have, oh wait a minute. So we have fouls on both. So wait a minute. So now there are fouls on both teams. Unsportsmanlike conduct has just been called on both Cumberland, or should say, excuse me, has been called on Pennsauken and Winslow, which means both penalties are going to offset by rule. And Winslow still with another opportunity, as this should be third down. Now wait a minute. Now they're saying it's second. Why are they saying it's fourth? It should be third down, I thought. I don't know. I could be wrong. But once again, it's not going to matter, because this time Winslow is going to be forced to punt with 4:11 again remaining. Everett Osborne is going to kick. Hard to say who's back to receive for Pennsauken. Nice snap again. Kick is high and end over end. And takes a good bounce again for the Eagles, or will be picked up again. Is that Berry again? I believe it is. I believe that is Ishmael Berry. Another great job again by Berry.
If you want that green and white, come get you some.
Nice job again, as mentioned by Berry. So good start again for the Indians, who will have first down and 10 from their own 33-yard line. The handoff again goes right back. I believe that's to Booker. The Booker man coming to life again here. Actually, could not tell if that was actually, that might have been number 15 actually. I don't think that was Booker. I'm not 100% on that. That was not Booker. If it wasn't Booker, it was definitely not Booker. Booker is actually on the bench. I think it was, my apologies, it was Booker. It was another 4 yards again for Booker. The numbers just continue. 190 yards. Another flag again is down. This is going to be a neutral zone. It's going to be second down and 1. So second and 6 has just become second down and 1. Another bad penalty again for the Eagles, and the struggles again for them continue. I don't know what this Winslow Township team did last year, and certainly showed they are a legitimate threat. But right now, they have been certainly a disappointment again, as mentioned, to watch. Under 3 minutes again, as mentioned, left to play here in the third quarter. 26-7 again here in Atco, New Jersey, in Winslow Township High School. Pitch again. I believe that's Booker. Booker just bounces off like a pinball machine. He's got the first down and more. And Martin Booker Jr., the 5'10" runner, has just continued his on-out assault.
First and 10 on the 45.
So another 20 yards. Booker now with 210 yards following that last drive. And again, I think they go back on the ground to Booker. This time he's actually going to be thrown down for a loss on the play. And coming to you from the Atco stands, the Winslow Township stands. 3 carries for 207 yards. He's also got 2 touchdowns in the air. As again, Pennsauken has just taken control of this football game. Handoff again, and back on the ground, and this time I believe it's going to go to, looks like Russell.
Third down and 11 to go.
Another 3-yard gain again. They go back on the ground again to Russell. That's the 6th carry for Russell. As again, this is going to be 4th down. As this is going to take us to the end of the third quarter play. Pennsauken again is on a roll as they continue to take control here at Winslow Township. They're on top 26-7 on the edition of the doubleheader of high schools. It's all about sports. Fourth and final quarter and final game of the weekend edition of It's All About Sports. Paulsboro again and Woodbury battled this morning at 11 a.m. with Woodbury holding on to a 14-13 lead despite 207 rushing yards from Deron Holloway. We're seeing a little bit of that here tonight. We actually have 207 yards on the ground from Martin Booker Jr., but he also has 2 touchdowns in the air. Zaire Davis certainly shows player of the game type honors, 8 of 12 for 124 yards and 3 touchdowns. As again, the punt will go back to Winslow Township. So Winslow, I believe, is going to, or excuse me, it's going back to Pennsauken. This is what happens when the heat gets to you. It's not, again, it's not as hot as it was. In fact, the latest models show, as we're going to actually find out, it's now 9 o'clock again. We've been out for almost at least 10 hours here today. It is officially 82 degrees, but it feels like it's 90. 9 o'clock, and it still feels like it's 90. My goodness. So it will be Winslow ball by mistake. 1st and 10 at their own 20. And let's see if the Eagles can get something going here, as this has not been a fun night again for the Eagles and second-year coach Kemp Carr. Eagles are going to need to pull some tricks out of their sleeves. Taylor, I believe, again, he fires downfield, and that pass is going to be incomplete. Another overthrown ball again. It was a good attempt, but Allen was just too far. In fact, Allen has 2 catches for 2 long plays of 30 or more yards, and Taylor actually hasn't had a bad night. In fact, he's only 4 of 6 with 68 yards. And he's had 2 long, I should say he's had some long plays. A few of them have gone 30 or more yards. We're underway again in the final quarter and the final game for the weekend. Next week we'll head back to Paulsboro. And that pass again is incomplete. Our second straight week at Paulsboro. Then we'll head back over the bridge. And when I say over the bridge, we'll head back into the state of Pennsylvania, as we'll see our second official edition of regular season PA football. Neumann Goretti will look to get its first win of the season when they take on the tough Interact team, Germantown Academy. They were shut out again last night by Interboro. That was the game that It's All About Sports did. We'll be on the mic again, as mentioned, for another 2 games starting next week again. Friday, it looks like we're not going to be doing anything. Well, we'll let again, Friday night, we'll hope that we will have a game for you. And for more information on upcoming sports, on It's All About Sports, visit us at it'sallaboutsports.com. Football, hockey, basketball, baseball, to be among those that will have sports. 3 consecutive incompleted passes, and now 4 out of 5 becomes 4 and 8. 4th down, and once again, it looks like Winslow must punt here, but we'll have to see. You figure they have to go for it here. No, they're not. They're going to punt here. And I don't think the fans of Winslow Township are all that happy about this. I know I wouldn't be. So Winslow must punt. Another 3 and out. As again, back to kick is Osborne. And I wonder if Booker's back to receive. I think he is. They have a lot of players in the game. And a high snap again. And this is going to bounce into the end zone. Actually, it's not. It's going to be spotted, it looks like, at about the 1-yard line. And things going from bad to worse for Winslow, as Pennsauken is going to have good field position. 1st down and goal at the Winslow 1. At least let's see when they're officially going to spot it. This is at least going to be inside the red zone. Looks like they're saying it's the 2-yard line. 1st and 10 at the Winslow 2. 11:27 left to go. I think they got their man in the backfield again. Martin Booker Jr. lines up again, as does number 2, DeJuan Fuchs Phillips. They find Booker. He's to the right side and waltzes his way in for another touchdown. That's his 3rd overall touchdown of the night, his 1st rushing touchdown. And just like that, this thing has gone a little out of hand. It's 32-7 in favor of Pennsauken. touchdown following the third overall touchdown by Martin Booker Jr. And he certainly deserves player of the game honors here. 24 carries, 9 yards, 2 touchdowns in the air, and now he's got one on the ground. Oh, looks like again, interesting situation here called by Coach Tab as trying to run it and getting in for the 2 is Zaire Davis. And just like that, it's now a 27-point lead. 11:22 left to play here in regulation. It's been all Pennsauken here tonight. Back here in the stands here at Winslow Township High School. I'm Jake Schwartz again for a doubleheader initiative. It's all about sports. For more information on upcoming sports, visit us at it'sallaboutsports.com. Yes, it's been the Pennsauken and Martin Booker Jr., the 8-time state champion of Group 3 track and field. He has put on a clinic again on the gridiron. He's got 24 carries, 209 yards, a 2-yard touch and run, and 2 touchdowns in the air. Part of the 3 touchdowns tonight for quarterback Zaire Davis. The ball kicked off again, back to Makai Matthews, and there's not much there. The clock again, as mentioned, will stop, but one more touchdown. Should actually say a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And this would be mercy rule for Pennsauken. Remember the mercy rule, I'm not sure how it goes at NJSIA, but I would think the mercy rule has to be 35 or more, you would think. This has been all Pennsauken here tonight. Again, Winslow opened up the season with a couple of nice plays, highlighted by an 11-yard touchdown run by running back sensation Ishmael Berry. Since then, Pennsauken has scored 34 unanswered points.
Around the left side.
Look at about 5 yards. I believe that last run. We'll find out who that run was by. It's also a flag on the play. And I think this is coming back. I'm pretty certain this is going to be a hold. Holding on Winslow. And things going again, as mentioned, for Bouncer Willis. So don't count the run. Only thing really that's got the everybody happy is the cheerleaders with a couple of backflips. But again, since there hasn't been much. There has not been much to celebrate. Time out of the field with 10:52 again left to play. Here in regulation, Pennsauken up 34-7. Back here in the stands at Winslow Township High School on a night where Pennsauken has scored 34 points and held Winslow, a state finalist in each of the last few seasons, to just 7 points. Another holding penalty, and it's 1st and 27 at the 13-yard line. Back again goes Taylor. Taylor, pass complete, and is able to get to about the 20. That's about a 7-yard run. Let's go again by Taylor. That's actually snaps a streak of 3 incomplete passes. Gain of about 5. Another penalty, I believe, down, I think. I think it was another penalty down. Oh, no, wait a minute. It's a timeout on the field with 10:24 left to go. It has been the Martin Booker Show, again, as mentioned here in Winslow Township. Booker with 2 receiving touchdowns, and that rushing touchdown, but his numbers certainly have shown why he's one of the top track players in the state of New Jersey, as he owns 8 state titles. Over 209 yards in that 2-yard rush to put Pennsauken up 34-7. Also, DeJuan Fuchs Phillips and Lateef Coleman have added touchdowns as well for quarterback Zaire Davis, with a nice 8-12 night for 124 yards and 3 touchdowns. Pennsauken will return home, and they'll take on Triton at noon next Saturday. That'll be their home opener. Winslow Township heads to Cumberland, I believe, as they face Cumberland under the lights at 7 o'clock next week. For us, Saturday night appears to be our next game. Back to Paulsboro we'll go at 11 o'clock. Paulsboro and Glassboro, I believe. That's who we'll see next week. Looks like Taylor's not even in the ball game anymore, as he's been replaced by Prince Drew Bay. In fact,
from the 27-yard line.
Gain of about 5, I think, for Drew Bay. I could be wrong, but it doesn't really matter because this one is pretty much in the books as we're under 10 minutes again remaining here in regulation. And Drew Bay again fires downfield, and another incompleted pass. Again, this one is intended for Joshua Allen. He's had those long down and distance, and many of the fans actually, during the break, a lot of fans were starting to file for the exits, and now it looks like more fans continue to file for the exits here. 4th down and 13 with 9:33 to go. And really, the clock is a big factor now because, again, 1 touchdown, and you're talking about mercy rule, and no surprise, well, Winslow's going to have to punt here again. And struggles again have continued. They're going to have to pick up the slack. 6 days from now, they head to Cumberland to try to get their first win of the 2016 season. They're going to have a long night, again, as mentioned, from Coach Kem Carr. They've got a long week of practices. That one almost blocked. High and end over end. That's not even going to get a bounce. It's going to bounce, actually, it looks like, to about the 40. He touched again with a pair again of Eagles. Fans again starting to find their way on the exit. Earlier today, It's All About Sports was in Paulsboro, New Jersey. That's Woodbury again. We had a pair of running backs get 200 yards or less, with one guy with 140 yards. Ron Henderson, in a losing effort, 207 yards of his own, and a couple of nice juke maneuvers. Paulsboro again fell short in the end zone on an interception by their quarterback. And tonight, different story. We've had 209 yards from Pennsauken, so not that different, but unfortunately this has been all Pennsauken here tonight. Definitely some movement again, and this is going to be a false start penalty. So false start penalty. So a false start penalty has been called. That's going to make it first down and 15. You can see the head band again, as mentioned. They've done themselves a really good job here tonight, as have the cheerleaders from Winslow Township. That's probably been the most positive we've actually seen here tonight. Lids have actually made this a lot better. As again, they go back on the ground to their man, Booker. Booker again cuts to the outside, breaks a hole. He's got a first down and more. Booker still on his feet, and he's tackled out of bounds. And Martin Booker again on his 25th carry. They're going to spot this at the, looks like the 35-yard line of Winslow Township, but not before. 28-yard run.
35 yards.
So 237 yards rushing tonight for the talented Booker. He gets the call once again. He's up the middle, but not for much.
Booker up the middle. For about 4 yards.
Booker now with his 26th carry of the night. Although we'll say he got about 4 yards on that one. Back to Paulsboro again we'll go at 11 a.m. against Glassboro. We'll be on the air at about 10:50 or so Saturday morning. And then back to South Philly, or I should say to South Philly for our first official game for Neumann Goretti in South Philly Super Site. Should be a lot of fun again, as mentioned, to watch South Philly's Neumann Goretti at Germantown Academy. Again, lining up at the line of scrimmage. Back to the handoff again. And to the right side again, breaking a few tackles again, is Nasir Russell. It's enough for another first down. This is as loud as I've seen an opposing team that's actually trailing by 20 or more points. And I'll tell you what, this team's fans certainly do like it here. It's a gain of about 8 yards. First down and 10. First down and 10 for the Indians of Pennsauken High School. Two programs, again, two well-respected programs in the South Jersey area. They hand the ball up the middle again. This time it is Russell, and he scores, and that should just about do it. So a 17-yard touchdown run. That is also, as this officially, that's the second rushing touchdown. Actually, make that the third rushing touchdown of the night. A 5-yard run by Fuchs Phillips. Now a 17-yarder for Russell, and then Booker himself with another touchdown run. Once again, the Indians will line up for the point after. They're actually going to go for two here. This could make it a 34-point lead. Now, I believe by NJSI rule, the mercy rule in effect is 35. And he's that much closer as, again, the Indians, 7:09 left to go, as their lead has increased. It's 42-7. Are we back? Okay. Back in the stands again here at Winslow Township High School on a proud night again. Here in Atco, New Jersey, Jake Schwartz on a doubleheader edition of It's All About Sports as we're finishing up our weekend right here in Winslow Township. Unfortunately, Winslow Township trailing Pennsauken 42-7 as again the Eagles try to at least finish strong as they again trail by 30. Actually, I take that back with that last. I should say with that last 2-point conversion. I guess I didn't realize this, but because it is 40, they did get the 2, and my math skills apparently are off. This game is now officially in the mercy rule. It's 35 or more. I don't know why Pennsauken with an onside kick and just a dumb penalty, a late hit after the play. And now it's going to be a flag. It should be personal foul. As again, the clock is going to be moving now because this is a mercy. This game is now the mercy rule. It's going to be again another unnecessary roughness, and they're calling this on Winslow. I thought this was on Pennsauken, but I do think there was definitely some contact. I just didn't realize what side it was on. I don't understand this. Kemp Carr not happy with the call, certainly showing his frustration to the officials. We're going to have an unnecessary roughness on Winslow Township. be on the road again, as mentioned, after this game. We're going to use some time to relax. I'm looking forward to it. I think everybody here on the staff, including Rob Page, is looking forward to relaxing tomorrow with the NFL season set to get underway. The Philadelphia Eagles will open the season 30 minutes down the road from Winslow Township. It's the Cleveland Browns. And the start of North Dakota State's own Carson Wentz and the Doug Peterson era will officially get underway. That's tomorrow. But let's focus on tonight. Winslow Township again looking to get something here. Their last touchdown again was early in the first quarter on Ishmael Berry's 11-yard run. Again, Tyree Taylor's night is done. 4 of 8 for 68 yards. They go back on the ground to Berry. Berry gets a couple nice moves to run and gets pulled down. That's got to be a horse collar penalty, and the refs don't do anything about it. That has to be some kind of penalty. That's got to be horse collar. No question about it. But the refs don't seem to see it. Big run again. An 11-yard run for Berry. Hand off back on the ground to Berry. Look at the 5'5" running back go. Breaks to about 5 more yards. And Berry once again, another nice run. He's definitely going to be short. Looks like they're going to say it's about 6, a gain of about 6. So a gain of about 6. Clock again continues to wind down with 5:46 to go as Drew Berry's pass, Prince Drew Bay's pass is incomplete. Incomplete pass for Prince Drew Bay. As the clock now, time now I should say, at 9:25 again. Cumberland awaits on the road next Friday night at 7 for Winslow Township, and Pennsauken will return home and take on Triton in early afternoon action next Saturday, September 17th. So good matchups for both teams, I believe. 3rd down and 4. Again, the clock will continue to run. It is a mercy rule game, and another incompleted pass. Deflection again on the play. I actually don't even know who number 10 is. Off his forward down, but Drew Bay. And this is definitely, the Eagles are going to go for a lead. With 4:46 to go. No particular, they're definitely in a huge hurry. As again, Pennsauken trying to get the stop here, trying to put the finishing touches on what has been a masterpiece on their end. Drew Bay again, he's got to get something here, and he completes the pass and for a first down, and the game again continues. The drive, I should say, actually continues from the 48.
For an Eagles first down.
11-yard pickup again. This one complete to Lamont Keefe. 11 more yards out. Another incompleted pass again. And that's 2 for 6. Here come the Pennsauken coaches. A nice win on their end. Certainly a well-deserved honor because this team played its game here tonight. And the clock again will continue to run. 3:41. 3:40 and change to go. And really, again, if Pennsauken gets it back, all you need is a first down and a kneel down, and this game should just about do it.
The winning number is 985.
Some of those fans who are still sticking around are again still getting into it. Back to throw again, Drew Bay, and that's incomplete once again. Bay certainly has struggled again tonight. 2 for 7. For 16 yards. Has not been much again for Drew Bay. And 3rd down and 10 coming up with 3 minutes again left to go.
Third down.
It's going to be 3rd down and 10 from the 31-yard line.
Let's go! Green and white, green and white, green and white, let's go! Green and
Back to throw again. Drew Bay, he's in trouble, trying to get rid of it, and he throws it out of bounds. Now there is a flag down at the far side at about the Pennsauken 25. Let's see about this one. Could very well be an ineligible man downfield. I think this is going to be holding on Pennsauken, and it is. If it is, this is going to be 1st down here. So, incomplete pass, and again, as mentioned, it's going to be 1st down for Winslow Township as the drive again continues. Now the clock again, as mentioned, will wind down in a few moments. That's right, it stops on penalties. Low snap again. Drew Bay picks it up, and it's incomplete. Bay now 2 of 8 for 16 yards. Clock again, as mentioned, continuing to run. 2 minutes and change again remaining. Our players of the game tonight have to be, again, I should say, I'd give it to Martin Booker. 26 carries, 241 yards, 3 total touchdowns on the night. 1 in the air, and 2 in the air, and 1 on the ground. This is what happens when the heat gets to you. It's still warm out, don't get me wrong. Drew Bay again, play action, fires downfield, and the pass is caught, and walking into the end zone for the touchdown. And walking into the end zone is Lamont Key from 31 yards out. Luke Key with his first catch of the night. It's a 31-yarder, and now the Eagles at least break the streak of 42 unanswered points. That was a great throw, put on target again by Drew Bay. That's Prince Drew Bay, I believe. So a 31-yard touchdown pass. And the Eagles, I believe, are going to line up after an injured player was down on the field, and that was number 50, King David Bay, the brother of Prince Drew Bay, who appears to be all right. And although he looks like he's a little slow walking, looks like he's a little shaken up. Now the Eagles are going to line up for the point after. I don't understand this. I don't know why they wouldn't just go for the 2-point conversion. Well, they'll have to go for the onside kick. As again, and now a flag comes down. But it's not going to matter. This is probably going to be a legal procedure again on the Eagles.
Right now we have a deal going on at the concession stand. Everything is half off. Half off.
Looks like, again, certainly a nice crowd again, as mentioned, even on a humid night, packing this field here in Atco, New Jersey, right off of the highway here in Atco, which is literally, for us, it's about 30 minutes away from going over the Walt Whitman or even the Ben Franklin Bridge in Camden. Once we get ourselves squared away, we are headed home. I'm going to enjoy every second of it, but it has been a fun day, starting with Paulsboro and Woodbury and Pennsauken and Winslow Township. Point after touchdown is good. And the score with 1:28 again left to go here in regulation, as we'll stay again on the air here. We're not going to go to commercial because we've taken all of our commercial breaks. We've done everything we needed to do. Hats off again. Go to Martin Jr. Again, I've never, for a 28-point deficit, I've never heard a pep band this loud. This is beyond impressive, in my opinion. And the cheerleaders have really been into it. Most games like this, nobody says anything or does anything. But you know what? We know that they take their football very seriously here in South Jersey. And next week we'll continue that with the play of Paulsboro, who will look to get its first win of the season after a tough loss today to Woodbury. We'll also hit the track in Pennsylvania as Neumann opens its home season finally after a cancellation due to the threat of Hurricane Hermine against Germantown Academy. That's 11 o'clock next week and 7 in Philadelphia. Onside kick again, and it's going to be recovered by the Eagles. It's going to be Eagle ball. Pennsauken not even going after the ball. But again, remember, with 1:28 left to go, because it is mercy rule that's in effect, I think the clock does continue. I could be wrong. So the ball will be placed again, it's mentioned in midfield. This game's still not quite over just yet. Still, again, a 28-point lead, as we are again after 9:30 in a game that started at 7 o'clock here tonight. Believe me when I say that we will enjoy getting ourselves out of here following the conclusion of this game. As again, Pennsauken with 42 unanswered points after the touchdown by Ishmael Berry. And finally, that streak ended with that touchdown pass by Prince Drew Bay. He's back on the field again. Drew Bay, high in the air and almost intercepted. Not a good decision again for Prince Drew Bay. He's fortunate that one wasn't picked off. That could have been run back on the other end. Now, because, again, I guess they've decided, I think NJSI rule, maybe they don't stop the clock here. I think anytime it's 35, now the wind's starting to pick up a little. And it actually feels really nice, by the way, with this breeze. Because we didn't get a lot of that in Paulsboro, I can tell you that much. Drew Bay again, low snap, and down he goes. Credit that sack this time to number 34, Benito Morales. Now I guess the clock is running here. Actually, because it's a sack, the clock will continue to run. Under 60 seconds again left to go here in regulation. Winslow again, as mentioned, will try to rebound next week when they take on Cumberland. And Pennsauken returns or comes home for its first regular season, for its home opener, when they take on a very tough and physical Triton High. We're down at 20. Drew Bay again fires. That pass is incomplete. It's not really going to matter much here. Back-to-back incompleted passes, stopping the clock again at 34 seconds. So this is going to be most likely the final play of the ball game. As again, the Eagles would like to keep this thing going here. They got a long 4th down and 20, and they've got to get into midfield for a first down. Actually not an empty backfield, but trips to the right and one to the left and one receiver to the right. Drew Bay again fires downfield. It is caught and a first down once again. Should actually say they needed to get Eagles needed to get to the 40. They get from their own 40 into the 40 into Pennsauken territory. That is a 20-yard completion. I'm not even sure who made that catch. Probably go with, again, Lamont Key from 20 more yards out. Another 20-yard pass. Another timeout. This, I believe, was the second timeout called here in the second half, with 26.5 again left to play here. Hard to believe again, but Winslow Township again finally giving the fans something to cheer about here in this second half of play. Prince Drew Bay again certainly looks like a shining star here, and it's all about sports. And once again, with that last play, again, Drew Bay has reached close to 67 yards on passing. First down and 10 at the 37-yard line with 26.5 left to go. As that clock again is stopped because it's under 35. So I guess the mercy rule is not officially in effect, but I thought if it goes into effect, once it hits 35, if you get it down, I don't know how it goes. But again, Drew Bay again. Pennsauken against coming with a rush. A high pass, incomplete. And that could have been some good yards for Dave Wallace. Wallace, who is the junior, 5'9", also the defensive back. Wallace could have had some good yards on that one, as Wallace again thought about running before catching. Gotta bring the ball in both hands. Yeah, that just did not seem to work out again for Dave Wallace. Second down and 10 with 22.2. The ball comes loose. Drew Bay picks it up. He's going to take it again himself. He's got a first down and more. And he is deep into Pennsauken territory. Stopping the clock again with 10.6 to go, where Winslow calls its third and final timeout, but not before a big run. We'll have to see again, as mentioned. We'll have to see how far this one's going to go. Don't forget, for more information on upcoming sports, visit us at it'sallaboutsports.com. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, and more. And we'll come to you from different parts of the region. We are here in the beautiful Garden State known as New Jersey. Back to Pennsylvania we'll go next Saturday night. Our game of the week is Neumann Goretti at Germantown Academy. That's only the second run of the night for Drew Bay. After that, a 23-yard run. Once again, as mentioned, Pennsauken returns home and plays Triton. Cumberland takes on Winslow on Friday night. 12 and 7 on the respective times. 12 o'clock for Pennsauken and 7, I believe, for Winslow. Drew Bay going deep into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Intended once again for Wallace. David Wallace is the intended target, stopping the clock again with 5.9 seconds left to go. Winslow again trying to get into the end zone, at least to finish strong here and send the fans home at least a little bit happy. Unfortunately, they're going to fall to 0-1 to start their season. Their home opener again to start the season. Again, that is Bay. He's going to run an incomplete pass, and that's going to do it. As Drew Bay again throws another incomplete pass, and that's going to do it here at Winslow Township High School, where Winslow Township falls to Pennsauken 42-14. Our player of the game tonight has to be, no surprise, Martin Booker Jr., 26 carries, 241 yards, 3 overall touchdowns, and he takes home player of the game honors. Sire Davis, also a nice night, 8 of 12 with 3 touchdown passes of his own. Winslow gets a touchdown from Ishmael Berry. They also get a touchdown from Prince Drew Bay. So a nice win to start the season for Woodbury and Pennsauken as they take 2 games on the road. Don't forget, we're back on the road, back in Paulsboro next Saturday at 11 against the very tough and physical team of Glassboro. And then it's on to Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, Neumann Goretti and Germantown Academy. Thank you all again, as mentioned, for coming out here, or I should say, for joining us on It's All About Sports Broadcasting Network. We'll see you next Saturday in Paulsboro. Good night, everybody.